It's a rainy season in Ghana and the weather is so cold. For my family, having a hot, spicy millet porridge is a go-to whenever we experience very cold mornings. So I got my millet from our local market, and hey, if you are getting your millet from a Ghanaian local market, just know that you are up for a task because it is very dirty and it has a lot of stones in them. So what I do is thoroughly wash this multiple times to make sure that it is clean. As you saw earlier, there's something in my drain, so this is not really going straight down the sink. I have something gathering all those excess millet from my cleaning. When cleaning the millet, you have to take your time and be gathering the millet, bit by bit from the surface, because there are all these stones that you are likely to find in it, and you don't want all of them mixed up in all your millet. So you want to take your time. Someone once suggested that the best way to do this is to use calabash, but I had already done this video a couple of, it's been long months ago, but I'm now sharing. Okay, so that's the whole idea. You want to wash this multiple times, and today I am showing two ways by which you can do this. One is when you can do it in the comfort of your own house for people who do not have commercial meal that they can use, and the other one is the one that is convenient for most people living in Ghana, where we have our meals for you to take them. And if you know me by now, you should know that I like to do my stuff in bulk. I just like to suffer once and then just enjoy the rest of the days without hassling. Okay, so I like to make it in bulk. So after washing this thoroughly, I added water and then let it sit overnight. So this is the next morning. Actually, this is the next evening. I did 24 hours for this method because I am blending this in my blender. Okay, if I were taking it to the commercial mill, I'll just do overnight and the next morning I'm at the mill. So again, after I pour the water out, I'm just cleaning it, and this part too, you have to be careful because there are more stones in there. By this time the millet might have soaked a lot of water and the stones become heavier. Yes, so you're able to get a lot of them from the bottom. So after the first wash, clearing the water with which I soaked it, I'm just going to give this a nice rinse, and as you can see now, our water is nice and clear, and that is what you want. And even through this process, I'm still looking out and watching out for stones, because I think whether you like it or yes or not, some of the stones will definitely escape and just get in there. So next thing I'll do is to also wash my ginger thoroughly. For this, I don't normally peel my ginger. It's no secret I don't like peeling my ginger anyway, so I don't peel the ginger. I just cut them into pieces, and then I add the spices. I'll be listing them for you to see. So after I added the spices, I'll just add some water and give this a good blend. Now, this method I got inspired by the way the Nigerians do their pap. I'll be talking about later in another video, but for now, what I do is that I sieve this in a chiffon cloth. After blending it, I sieve this in a nice clean cloth, any cloth that your staff can pass through it. Yeah. I think this type of cloth will do better. So I just make sure that I strain everything out. I blended this about 2 times, because my blender is not that powerful. After that, I'm getting rid of all this excess water. I don't need that one. So the next thing I'm doing is I'm pouring the rest of the mixture into a muslin bag. Yeah, and then I would tie it with something so that the water can drain out of the bag. So you can see I put my bowl in a bigger bowl, and then I put the mix in it, and then I'm just trying to put heavy stuff on it so that all the water can drain. So yeah, this is the next morning. I left that one overnight, and all the water had drained completely and nicely. But then there's something that makes a difference. You can just go ahead and make your porridge this way. However, if you want to have the authentic street style Hausa koko feel, you may want this to ferment a bit, okay? And in our Ghanaian, Ghanaian local people, what we do with our dough this point is to leave it in the sun, or just leave it for 3 days for it to ferment, okay? But what I've noticed with our Nigerian folks is that they pour water over their dough, and every morning they change the water. So that was what I demonstrated, okay? So after 3 days, this dough had fermented nicely, and I'm just going to tie that in my rubber, keep it in my freezer, and anytime I want, I just use it. Now the second method, same washing process, same ingredients: ginger, pepper, all those local spices that I'll be listing. Then I take it to our meal, the traditional cornmeal, and this is the method that I use all the time. I did the first one for a friend in the diaspora who has been asking how to get authentic taste, and I just told her I feel like the difference is just getting it to ferment for a while. But for me in Ghana, I just take it to the commercial meal, and once I come, I spread the dough, I let it cool a bit, and then I just make dough out of it using water bit by bit, add water bit by bit, so that I can make a dough out of my millet flour. So once it's done, I just follow what I'm doing. Make sure that every place is covered, there are no holes in there. One thing, I've just make sure that it is completely cold before you make it this way. Now I left it in the sun again for about 3 days, and after 3 days you have all this fungi forming on top of it, and then I'm just going to scrape the top nicely, and then our dough had fermented nicely. Again, I'm using the term that much. Our dough has fermented nicely, so I'm going to tie this in small plastic bags and keep it in my freezer. Once this stays frozen, it will be there for a very long time. With the first method, you don't need to strain whenever you are coming to cook because you've done all the hard work. With this one, anytime you are ready to cook, you may have to strain it a bit and then use it for your porridge. I'll be sharing another video on that lately, and that is my able helper. This is favorite with peanut butter. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you so much for joining me. It's always a pleasure to have you here. My name is Sianoki. Do stay safe and stay blessed. Smash the like button. Bye.